Can I go down the slide?
No more people, it's red.
Not all speakeasies are created the same. I mean, some aren't even that authentic. But if it's a bar with a hidden entrance, a cool vibe, and some good cocktails, hey, my interest is piqued. I'm taking you with me to find the best underground speakeasies in all of Kansas City. Each speakeasy will get a rating across a number of categories based on my own personal opinion to get us down to a single winner. Just a note, this may require staying up past my bedtime. I'm Jeffrey, and it's time for some cocktails. Just make sure my mom knows I'm drinking responsibly.
I'm here with my friend Duncan, and we're gonna go check out 4 of the speakeasies that you can find around Kansas City. And I'm gonna tell you a little problem with the fact that we're going to get all 4 of them done in one night.
But first, let's check out Drastic Measures. Drastic Measures does have a storefront with a sign outside, which kind of goes against, the hidden entrance. But the sign, you can't really read it when you're driving past on the road. You have to be kind of right up against it, so it's still a little hidden.
The light is red, we're at capacity. If light is green, please knock. Light is green. I knew they had a light, but I didn't know where the light was. It's above us.
Now that we've gotten inside our first speakeasy, let's talk about the categories I'm going to be using to rank each of them. First, we have location, which includes what's nearby. So if you're having an evening out, do you only have access to the speakeasy, or is there other stuff to do as well? Then we have price of drinks. So we want to make sure everything's affordable for you. Of course, we have ambiance, which is going to be how the bar feels inside and, my own personal opinion as to what a speakeasy should be. We have the entrance cool factor. And finally, one that's just for me, which is drink yumminess. Now, obviously, drink yumminess is going to be subjective because we all have different tastes, but hey, this is my video. For Drastic Measures location, it's about 15 minutes from downtown Kansas City, Missouri, in Shawnee, Kansas. The area it's in is right across the street from City Hall, and it used to have butcher shops, some tailors, but now there's a lot more restaurants and other bars around. So you could actually make a night out in downtown Shawnee and include Drastic Measures. Now on to ambiance. The lights were low, the music wasn't too loud, and it was kind of cozy. But once we were inside, it seemed more like it used to be a small shop or maybe even a cafe where they just kind of added an extra door in between the front door and the seating area to make it a speakeasy. It didn't really have a speakeasy feel for me. And that extra door drives into the entrance cool factor score. There is nothing hidden at all really about the entrance getting into Drastic Measures. The closest thing to hidden is just the fact that if you don't know it's there, you can drive by pretty easily because the sign isn't, some big bright neon sign saying, "Come drink here, speakeasy." And once you get inside, there is that small little waiting area that has a green light to let you know that you can knock on the door because there's space available. If the light's red, they don't have any space, so you have to sit there and wait. So that is interesting, but since the entrance isn't really hidden, the cool factor goes down a little bit. Moving on to drinks. All the cocktails at Drastic Measures were $14, so you didn't have to pick and choose based on price. You just knew that whatever you picked, it's going to be $14. Now, as for cocktail yumminess,
Let's see if this is any good. It's not bad.
now we can't truly rank the speakeasies until we've seen all of them, so that will come later. But we should also discuss the mission that the staff at Drastic Measures gave us when they found out that we were going to other speakeasies that night.
Okay, so apparently I'm doing a boomerang. The bar here at Drastic Measures gave us a drink to take over to Swordfish Tom's. It's just kind of like, hey, we're all bars, have a drink on us. So we're delivery men.
Don't worry, just like UPS, we delivered on time. We got the proof.
Hey.
They were like, what, boomerang they said is for
Oh
you
man,
guys?
that's so sweet. Who's working tonight?
I think it was somebody. Yeah. They heard we were coming here and they're like, we send you a boomerang? I was like, okay. They're like, you know what that is? I'm like, no. And so, yeah. I realize as I'm editing this, I didn't actually put any kind of transition between delivering the drink and moving on to the next bar, which is where we delivered the drink. So, hey, transition.
Swordfish Tom's is in Kansas City, Missouri's Crossroads Art District. So it's right in the heart of restaurants, bars, art galleries. So you'll have plenty to do for a night out. It's actually just a few blocks away from a pizza place that I talked about in a previous video right here. We gotta talk about the entrance here. Everything about this entrance is hidden. You park on a side street and there's no signs anywhere to let you know there's a bar here. You walk down this alley and then there's just a plain gray door that says Swordfish Tom's on it. Entering there, you go down some stairs into an area that seems to have been some old basement storage, and that's where you get into a waiting area that has a lantern, which is either green, meaning you can knock on the door because they have seating available, or it's red to let you know, hey, just sit on one of the benches out here and wait until we have space. Now, the ambiance score in here is probably going to be pretty high. They had this large boiler or something in the middle of the room. The music and lighting levels were on point, and the decorations, they had a lot of old records and games, and you had all the exposed brick, so it really gave a unique, gritty factor to where you're at, which just yelled Speakeasy, hidden bar to me. But on to the drinks. All the drinks ranged from $14 to $16, and they took a few classic cocktails and kind of put their own spin on them. And lastly, cocktail yumminess.
What do you think? It's random rules. So I'll give it a try too.
Blackberry. Yeah. Definitely get the blackberry. Definitely.
Yes. Oh, this is served warm.
7 left, right down the hall, there's an ATM.
Don't love that.
This is where a lot of the subjective side comes into this rating. The first drink I had some kind of a blackberry to it, and it was really, really good. Now, as for the warm drink, I was actually really excited for it because it seemed different. It was kind of like drinking some kind of a hot, spicy cinnamon cider. Yeah, I just wasn't the biggest fan of it, but the owner was actually very nice when they found out that I didn't like it and brought me another of the first one I had just to kind of make sure I was enjoying what I was drinking. They didn't have to do that, so that was very kind of them.
No more people, it's red.
But I guess we're leaving now, so they'll have 2 spots open. I will say this place is probably going to rate very highly for their ambiance and this entrance, but we still got 2 more to go. We're at PS Speakeasy. It's like I knew there was a way to get in here, and it was like a hidden door. If you don't know it's there, you don't know. You gotta know. Now, when talking about PS, the location is right at the edge of the library district, just a couple blocks from the power and light district. So that means that its location is perfectly situated for any kind of a nightlife you'd like to have. Now, let's talk about the entrance cool factor. This is the only bar so far that if you were standing right in front of the door staring at it, you would have no idea. PS is inside of the Hotel Phillips. It's a functioning hotel with guests coming there to stay whenever they're visiting Kansas City. And right behind reception, there is a wall. That is the entrance to the Speakeasy. Now, come on, that's pretty cool. Now, as for the ambiance, admittedly, it was darn near perfect. It had low light, it had some kind of old jazzy style music playing. The decor had this old Chicago feel to it.
Yeah, this one feels definitely a little more upscale in the way that it looks. There's not the exposed brick. It's more of like the cigar room at like a members only lounge. Yeah.
And with the amount of room they had, you weren't bumping elbows with each other, and you could have a group of people go if you wanted. Now, let's see what I thought about the cocktails here.
Let's see, I got the Baltimore Break, which is supposed to be pear. Lots and lots of pear. I feel so fancy. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, that's really good. That's very good.
And then there's what Duncan got.
That is like biting into a lemon.
like lemon bar or lemon like sour?
Like a fruit lemon. Like
It's so sour.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try this lemon drink he got. Yeah, that's like biting into a lemon. It's good though. I actually like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And now, if it wasn't apparent, I loved the 2 drinks that we tried. One was just like biting directly into a lemon, or as Duncan said,
So this drink is like lemon.
and the other one was very pear focused. And with quite a few cocktails on this list that have different fruit infusions, I actually am very much looking forward to going back and trying more.
New word, snickle fritz.
Now, as for drink prices at PS, they're not focused just on cocktails. They have beer, they have wine, they have just plain old spirits. So the prices were anywhere from, say, $10 up to over $60 if you were getting Macallan 18 year. All right, now remember when I said this?
And I'm going to tell you, a little problem with the fact that we're going to get all 4 of them done in one night.
Well, here's your answer.
All right, so the problem with going all 4 speakeasies in a single night is you're drinking a lot of cocktails.
Yeah, I was a little tipsy, but that's why we used a ride share. And the last bar on our outing that night is the Hey Hey Club. Now, as for the location, it's in the Northeast Industrial District inside of J. Rieger & Co. Distillery.
Right next to a train crossing.
And if the district didn't give it away, it's essentially an area for a lot of trades craftsmen. Not exactly the party nightlife area, so not a lot of points for location.
So you can't trust Google when coming to this place. It took us up on a bridge and was like, you've now arrived. And it's a bridge like in the middle of nowhere, not next to anything.
But hey, let's check out the entrance cool factor. Sad to report, more lost points. There's nothing secret or even remotely interesting about the entrance. If you go to the distillery, there is a large sign that says the Hey Hey Club with an arrow pointing downstairs, and you just go downstairs. Yes, they had a person standing at a booth at the top of the stairs for you to kind of like check in, but it still wasn't anything hidden or cool about the entrance. You would just say, hey, do you have a seat for me? Cool, you take me downstairs. That isn't to say there isn't anything interesting here at all. There was something, but it wasn't really part of the Hey Hey Club. I'll show you that in a second. As for the price of drinks, this is another one where there was a wide range because they offered more than just some house cocktails. So you could expect anywhere from say 10 to 20 bucks.
So I had to ask what agricole rahum is. I didn't know if that was a typo and I just meant rum or what. Apparently it's a type of rum.
And now as for ambiance, the Hey Hey Club is going to lose some points here.
So this here is like less of a speakeasy and it's more of a cross between kind of like what a speakeasy would be like in the dark, but it's also very heavy on the bar. It's got new age, like techno beat type music, and it's very loud in here.
I was literally sitting less than a foot from Duncan, and we're having to lean in each other's ears and practically yell at each other to hear what we're saying. It was really like going out for a night at the club, but instead of a dance floor, there's just booths and chairs. The Hey Hey Club didn't really know what it wanted to be. Do we want to be a night out at the club or a low-key bar? You can't really be both. Now, as for cocktail yumminess,
Paseo Fresco, agricole rahum, banana horchata, almond, brown butter, and cinnamon. Cheers. Clink. I don't know.
it just felt like drinking a glass of horchata with ice in it. Now, to their credit, the server did ask if I wanted anything else. They would have brought me something, but nothing else appealed to me. So I appreciate them asking if they could replace my drink with something I'd like better, but there's just nothing on the menu I wanted. Now, getting on to the weighted scores, let's talk about how each of these ranked. So coming in at number 4 with a weighted score of 3.4 out of 10 is the Hey Hey Club. Now, some of the reasons this rated so low was the fact that it is described as a speakeasy, but it's not a speakeasy. Let me explain why. Now, it's hard to call this a speakeasy when there's no hidden entrance. It doesn't have a speakeasy atmosphere. It feels more like a club where you're sitting in a booth, and I didn't really care for any of the cocktails. And the only thing I really enjoyed about it was riding the slide.
Can I go down the slide? I got permission to ride the slide. I'm stupid. I know.
So while advertised as a speakeasy, you're not a speakeasy. Coming in our number 3 spot with a weighted average of 6.4 is Drastic Measures. Now here was another one where I didn't really feel that the entrance was all that speakeasy-ish, and the inside felt more like an old restaurant or maybe just a nice little boutique shop, but I still enjoyed my time there. They still try to make it a little more interesting with the red light, green light to let you know if there's space available. And lastly, I enjoyed my cocktail and I could actually hear Duncan as we were talking to each other without screaming. So some good points, some bad points, and that's why it's at number 3. Coming in at number 2 with a weighted average of 8 flat is Swordfish Tom's. Now, major points for one here for the entrance alone. Walking down a back alley, just this nondescript door that just says Swordfish Tom's on it, and that's how you get into the basement where the bar's at. That's really cool. It lost some points because I didn't love all the drinks, but regardless, I still plan to go back to Swordfish Tom's. The place was really cool, and I'd recommend it to anybody. And that means, you guessed it, the #1 spot is going to PS with a weighted score of 9 flat. PS just narrowly won out because I liked everything I drank there, and while the entrance was equally as cool between the two, I liked the drinks better, so that gave it a little bit of a nudge up. But this is also one that I absolutely plan to go back to as soon as I can, and next time I'm taking my wife. But hey, that's how I rank these. Let me know what you agree with and don't agree with in the comments. Have you ever been to any of these? What's your favorite? And don't forget to like and subscribe. I mean, it's free. I promise I won't charge you for it.
I completely forgot what the hell I got. So now I gotta look at what I got before I can even drink the dang thing.
The Say Fresco.
Knock on the door because they have, whoops,